Aviators, it's Dean Willpower with another video. Just want to give you a quick update with what's been going on with me at United Aviate Academy. It's been quite some time since I've done a video, and I just want to go ahead and give you an update, let you know what's been going on. It's been about 6 or 7 months since I did my last video, but here I am. So let's go ahead and go into what's been going on with me. Listen, I got my private. It took me probably about 6 or 7 months to go ahead and get my private, which is definitely a long time. I've known people before I went to UAA get their privates roughly at the same amount of time, and I told myself that that wouldn't be me, but somehow, some way, that actually ended up being me. And there was a couple of different factors that happened that caused that. Out of a group of 30, I would say probably about 5 got their PPLs within like about 4 months. A group of classmates got theirs a little bit afterwards, and there was a small group of us, roughly about maybe 4 or 5 guys that got ours roughly about 6 or 7 months. So things happen, and some of the things that I encountered were delays with getting a DPE. I got to the point where as soon as I finished my private, I was on a wait list, and it took me roughly about 2 months to go ahead and get scheduled, or not get scheduled, but I scheduled a DPE for my check ride, and it took me 2 months to go ahead and get one. So that can happen. Also, a few hiccups on some of the maneuvers. If you mess up on some of the maneuvers, then you're going to have to go through retraining, which I would say about 70–80% of the students there, typically have to go through retraining, because I mean, there's very few people that can take it and just get done. So that caused a little bit of delays. Also, I think I had like about 1 month where I flew like only 4 times, which there's some scheduling issues with my CFI, so that could definitely play a factor, along with weather. So things happen, and I'm not trying to make this a race, but I really wish I could have finished a decent amount of time, but it is what it is. I got my PPL, and I'm officially in the United Aviate program, so that's all I really wanted. So I'm in instruments now, and I'll talk about that probably in another video. But looking back on 6 or 7 months being at Aviate, there definitely have been some challenges, and this is a Part 141, it's not a Part 61. So with Part 141, everything is scheduled. You have to kind of like follow that syllabus that is outlaid for you, and you have to do it within a timely manner. A lot of things are condensed, and that's another reason why I haven't really made any videos, because I've been really kind of busy just trying to get things done. Some of the things that I look back on and wish that I have done, previous to coming to United Aviate Academy. And I probably mentioned this on some other videos, but just to kind of reiterate, I wish I would have got done with all my tests, my instrument ratings, commercial. I'm talking about the test, the instrument rating test, the commercial test. Probably would have knocked out the CFII, because the instrument and the CFII is from the same test bank, so you can actually knock out that test early. I wish I would have read the PHAC and the airplane pilot handbook, because I'm doing a lot of that stuff now, and it's kind of hard to kind of juggle everything. But anyway, those are some of the things I wish I could have done. One thing that I did do, which I would suggest that you do, is do some introductory flights and get into plane and learn some of these maneuvers, like steep turns, slow flight, power on and off stalls, just to kind of get you a feel before you come to the school. Not everyone does that. There are a lot of students that do that. I don't think it makes or breaks you, but it's basically a good way to kind of like get your feet wet and see what you're going to be actually doing for your private. I want to talk about some personal experiences. I tell you what, this is definitely a little bit harder than what I thought it was going to be. If I could have did it all over again, being 50 years old, maybe I should make a video about this. But I'm an older person. I'm not, a young guy. I'm not in my 20s or 30s, but, I'm in my 50s, where I just turned 50. And if I would have known what I know now, I probably would not have taken the risk of selling my house and taking the proceeds and dumping it all into pilot training is very risky. And a lot of people have came to the school and not made it past private. You know, I know a few people that have, and you know, they sacrificed a lot of stuff. You know, businesses, selling their homes, you know, quitting their jobs. So if you decide to go ahead and pursue this, you have to be all in. There can't be any shadow of a doubt that what you're going to do, you want to do. Because there may be a time where you're on your last ride and you're on kind of like a make it or break it. You go over too many hours and they call you to the office and say, you know, thanks for playing. We'll see you maybe at another school or anything like that. Then you have to be prepared to take the losses, the sacrifices that you made, and it's hard. You know, I've seen people cry. You know, I've seen people, you know, just very depressed. So you just got to make sure that this is something that you're going to go ahead and do, and you're going to succeed at it. You know, for me, failure is not an option. Failure is definitely not an option. And there were a couple of times I was on my last ride. You know, probably like they're going to go ahead and say, see ya. But I knew that if I didn't perform my maneuvers the way that they needed to be, you know, it could be my last ride. So I was having to bring it each and every flight. And on the check ride, I actually got it done. So I'm pretty happy that I made it to the next level. So right now I'm in instruments, and it's a little difficult. You know, private, you know, getting into playing, there's a lot of different that can go on. You know, you forget something, you are not able to really handle the plane like you really wanted to because you got turbulence or you got winds. The maneuver wasn't as clean. You know, there's just so